Especially for science fiction fans who appreciate the feeling of freedom and the ability to explore vast virtual spaces, we have selected the best space games with open world. Speed Online. One of the best space MMOs available on PC and mobile devices under the free-to-play model. You can, of course, play it for free, but it's better to use one of the proposed options of paid subscription, because in this case, some things will be much easier, and the list of in-game features will be significantly expanded. Here players expect to travel through a vast virtual universe, grandiose PvP and PvE battles, the possibility to join corporations and alliances, hundreds of interesting missions, and free activities that allow having fun and earn good money. Probably Destiny 2 needs no special introduction, as the sci-fi MMO shooter has managed to acquire a huge active player base since its release in 2019, which continues to grow. After the success of the first installment on consoles, Studio Bungie intended to create their own endless space odyssey, and there is hardly any need to prove that they eventually succeeded. Yes, as it often happens with such large-scale projects, the developers faced various problems at the beginning, but all of them were solved, and now you can watch one of the best space images in the video games, and for free. In addition, Bungie is still expanding the list of planets that you can visit by buying one of the many DLCs. For example, the Lightfall DLC will allow you to go to a huge cyberpunk metropolis on the surface of Neptune.
This is great. Anyone want a hug? No hugs.
Star Wars: The Old Republic. Of course, given the subject matter, it would be hard to avoid mentioning the most famous space opera. Unlike Destiny 2, Star Wars: The Old Republic is a more traditional MMORPG, adjusted for the setting, which is not surprising, considering that such RPG masters as BioWare worked on it. The Old Republic will show us the world of the Old Republic thousands of years before the events of the movies, when the Jedi and Sith War was in full swing. However, for fans of the universe, it will only be more interesting to play. You could become a Jedi or a Sith, or a bounty hunter, and go on your own unpredictable space adventure, which will be intertwined with the stories of thousands of other players. Isn't this what all the Star Wars fans have been waiting for? No Man's Sky, a sandbox game famous for its huge, randomly generated virtual universe. The aim of the game is to explore this universe, which consists of a very long, according to some players also extremely tedious, flight to its center with landings on planets along the way. Making such landings is necessary to collect resources and upgrade your starship. Many have criticized No Man's Sky for its monotonous gameplay. 90% of the game is grind and boring flights, formulate generation, and optimization problems. Others, on the contrary, like the game for its unusual design, scale, and sense of boundless freedom. Elite Dangerous, online game about space with an open world, please a huge universe, 400 billion star systems, and modern graphics, as well as the excellent physics of the control of starships, which in Elite Dangerous many different types. You can customize your ship to your liking and further improve and enhance it. A nice feature of the game is a fairly regular release of updates with new content, such as the recent Odyssey, with the ability to get out of a starship and wander on the surface of the planets on their own, as well as an active community helping to develop Elite Dangerous. Cycle Frontier. While we admit that exploring the world in the Cycle Frontier is not as grand as the other games on our list, the amount of content that's available in this free-to-play multiplayer game is truly astounding. As a resident of an orbiting station, you'll venture down to the planet known as Fortuna Isla for the sole purpose of getting rich. Yes, there are many resources, artifacts, and other treasures stored in its depths, but you are not the only one who wants them. In addition to other treasure hunters ready to steal everything you stole at the slightest opportunity, this planet is inhabited by many creatures that do not mind eating you. But for an adventurer as adventurous as you, it's worth the risk, isn't it?
Too far.
Star Trek Online, a free space MMORPG based on the famous Star Trek universe. At the very beginning, the player creates his own captain, choosing one of several suggested races, or creating your own. Here you can also choose a specialization of his character and decide on a faction. This choice is very important because later has a significant impact on the gameplay and story development, after the player gets to own ship and goes on adventures.
No matter the cost.
Star Conflict, a free space simulator dedicated to mesmerizing battles among alien stars and planets. Gorgeous space views and dozens of powerful starships await players in this wonderful project, which will surely appeal to fans of MMOs and detailed sci-fi universes. You can fight both against other players and together with them in exciting and diverse cooperative PvE missions.
Flagships preparing for battle.
Space Engineers, a space sandbox in which you can build a huge space station, a starship, or a planetary rover yourself. And afterwards you can test them, so to speak, in the field, go on a grand interstellar journey, colonize the planet you like, or even attack the ship of another space engineer who happened to be nearby for fun. An interesting idea of the developers from Keen Software House conceptual implementation. The game uses all the basic physical laws and embodies the technologies that are either in use at the moment in NASA or are in prospective development and will be possible in the next 50 to 60 years. Starbase, an ambitious space MMO constructor with a half-voxel, half-vertex universe in which anything can be destroyed. The locals are robots who build their own models of ships and stations. They want to fight each other, they want to explore the vastness, but mostly they build something. Beautifully drawn and promising, Starbase still has technical difficulties. It is also quite difficult to enter, unless of course you were born in an engineer's overalls. Astroneer, a game about space travelers, busy searching for new planets and their further exploration for useful minerals. You can play alone or in co-op with friends. Astroneer has nice bright graphics, but not the best optimization, which occasionally causes FPS problems even on the most powerful PCs. In the game you can change the landscape, as well as build bases and different vehicles. Also, it is possible to craft original and very necessary for any space traveler items. Thanks to the recipe book with Astroneer, crafting really inspires respect. Star Citizen is one of the most ambitious projects among all space MMOs ever released on PC. Since the first module appeared in 2013, the game's universe has significantly expanded. In 2015, it combined all the previously released modules into some semblance of a single open world, and very soon it will finally get the server meshing technology, which will break one of the main barriers on the way to the project's release. It will soon be 10 years since the project was announced, but the game is still in the alpha testing phase. During this time, the developers managed to implement a lot of unprecedented mechanics and a lot of awesome ships in the Star Citizen world, and continue to confidently follow the roadmap, regularly presenting more and more new features to the devoted testers. Dual Universe. The Space Sandbox Dual Universe was created as a continuation of the ideas of space engineers. Its developers strive to create a world that will live and develop by the rules of communities of players united in large corporations. Economy, colonization of planets, even shipbuilding are left to the imagination of the community. At the moment, the project is still very crude, unrepresentative, and difficult to master, and it is unknown whether the players will be able to properly implement at least part of the plan.
This is your world. How will you leave your mark in Dual Universe?
Not quite a game in the traditional sense. Entropia Universe is a cosmic social meta-concept with huge planets, all inhabitants of which are united by the common goal of gambling to get as much valuables for sale as possible. In a sense, it's a casino game, where a single lucky drop can justify hundreds, or even thousands, of hours spent on the grind, especially considering that in-game currency can be officially converted to real money. Avorion, another open-world MMO in a space setting, with procedural universe generation, shipbuilding, and voxel technology that allows you to beautifully destroy starships in large-scale battles. As in other similar projects, gamers can travel, fight, trade, join factions, and so on, and all this is implemented at a very high level. As of summer 2020, Avorion has an impressive 91% rating on Steam. If your favorite game is not included in this list, write in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please read the description for more details. If you enjoyed the video, please support the channel with a super thanks. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to watch more.